What's going on, guys? Asian Guy here, bringing you a video discussing which banners you should be looking to pull for. There's Albedo, there's Ganyu, there's the new Epitome Invocation, and of course, we're gonna have Hu Tao and Xiao in the future. Now, the main thing here, guys, is I'm pretty sure everyone can tell just at a glance, the 4 stars on this banner are completely inferior to the 4 stars that are available on the Albedo banner. However, Ganyu is a super popular character. One of her trailers, the character trailer, came out already, and we see a lot of people shrimping for Ganyu, and I do not blame them. If she is your waifu for lifeu, it doesn't matter what the 4 stars are, guys, you summon. However, if you are someone who is a meta slave, or you simply want to play the game to progress and develop your characters, and you don't really care which characters you have, and you just want to be able to do stuff efficiently, then this video is kind of here to help you guys and steer you in the right direction. Too long, didn't watch. Xiangling is good. Xingqiu is amazing. And then Noelle, unless she is Constellation 6, she can't really be a main DPS. Her supportive capabilities are okay until Constellation 1. At Constellation 1, it becomes a little bit better, but Noelle, unfortunately, does require a lot of constellations and investment to make her truly shine. And of course, almost everyone has a copy of her already. Now, the main thing here, guys, is Xiangling is also a little bit similar to Noelle in this sense that unless you have invested heavily into her to be your main DPS characters, constellations on Xiangling are not that useful unless you have, for example, Diluc or Klee, or you plan to get Hu Tao as your main pyro DPS. Because if we take a look at Xiangling's constellations, they are not really supportive constellations until the later ones, or they only support pyro characters specifically, which is a little bit unfortunate. So this one here, opponents hit by Grober's attack have their pyro resistance reduced by 15% for 6 seconds. Now obviously, if your Xiangling is a support or just there to apply pyro element, this is not that useful because your Xiangling's Grober probably doesn't do a lot of damage. Then we have this one, which allows you to have a little bit of AoE pyro damage only after you've used her full combo. And again, most people don't really have a full-on DPS Xiangling fully invested into, or they don't use the full combo of her kit. So this constellation is, you know, it's a bit up in the air. Pyronado is great because Pyronado is something everyone uses, and then Constellation 4 is huge because it increases Pyronado's duration by 40%. Then we have something for Grober here, and then we have this one which will increase 15% pyro damage bonus when you are using Pyronado. So again, for Xiangling, while she is a great character, guys, don't get me wrong, she is also a free-to-play character because you can get her from the Abyss for free. And on top of that, her constellations are kind of a very mixed bag of supporting your pyro carries very heavily, along with giving herself a little bit of an extra boost to her Grober damage if you do main her as a main DPS. But outside of that, Noelle as well, you really need Constellation 1 to make her a viable healer. Everything else is kind of pushing her towards being your main DPS character. So if you don't want Noelle to be your main DPS character, this banner might be a bit of a teeny tiny bit of a yikes for you. Now, Xingqiu, one of the best characters in the game for 4 stars. His constellations are all pretty good. Increasing Rain Sword by 1 makes your elemental skill way more effective, which is very good. This is also very good. It makes your Rain Swords do a lot more damage, and if you have any Hydro carries as well, this is also very useful as well. Now, if we take a look at number 4 is also very good as well. Throughout the duration of Guhua's Sword Rain Cutter, the damage dealt by Guhua's Sword Fatal Rain Screen is increased by 50%. So you want to be building damage on Xingqiu as well. And then number 6, Constellation 6 is also really good because it allows you to recharge your energy very quickly using Xingqiu's ultimate. Now, if you are using Xingqiu a lot, this banner is looking kind of tasty. Ganyu with Xingqiu is going to be a real perma-freeze comp, which is going to be very deadly. But of course, you got to weigh it up. If you are, again, not pulling for waifus or husbandos, I do recommend you do that. But if you're not doing that, then the 4 stars on this banner, guys, are simply just on another level. All 3 of these 4-star characters on Albedo's banner are superb. And worst case scenario, guys, if you do summon Albedo, I think he is a fantastic 5-star. I think he's one of the best 5 stars overall in the game, not just for stuff like being a meta slave for Abyss, but even his support damage is good, but his utility passive is also very good. And I think in the future, he's only going to get better with the Geo buffs. If you want to pull for Xiao, you know, he's got a bit of that plunge damage multiply if you do have his constellations. And on top of that, you got the platform as well. So maybe we will have more plunge mechanics in the future as well. But as you guys know, Bennett is probably the best 4-star character in the game. Sucrose has a really good utility passive and is also one of the best 4-star characters in the game. And then Fischl, if you do Constellation 6 her, is one of the best, if not the best support damage character in the game. However, if you don't have Constellation 6 on Fischl, it's a good time to work towards it. And on top of that, guys, her constellations, she is also a very good main DPS if you do level up her constellations. All of these are essentially giving her more and more and more damage, which is really, really good. This gives you more damage and also gives you healing of 20% of her HP. And this Constellation 6 means that Oz will attack with your character at the exact same time your character attacks with any other character other than Fischl, or including Fischl as well. So this constellation is huge. Bennett has really, really good constellation, and to make the most of Bennett, you do really want to have Constellation 1 on Bennett as well, because his ultimate, unless you are above a certain HP threshold, will not give you the attack boost. And you know, you want to have the healing and the attack boost at the same time, and Constellation 1 essentially gives you that, which is really, really good. This gives you more energy recharge, allowing you to spam your ultimate more when Bennett is under 70% HP, which is a decent amount to be under. And then this one is mainly for a bit of extra DPS on Bennett if you want to make him DPS. And this is something I want to make sure people are aware of. Do not unlock Constellation 6 unless you have pyro carries, guys, because this will give you 15% pyro damage bonus like Xiangling to your pyro damage carries. However, it will imbue anyone with a melee weapon. Polearm, claymore, or sword wielding weapons or characters will have their physical damage turned into pyro damage. So you can do meme-tastic teams like pyro damage Kaching with this. You can also do Chongyun with Kaching for cryo damage Kaching, and all sorts of bizarre builds. So if you want to do bizarre builds and have a bit of fun, or you use Diluc a lot, then this is going to be really, really good. But if you don't want that and you want your Bennett to be useful for all your characters and not just your pyro characters, then by all means, please do not unlock this constellation. But his Constellation 1 and 2 are really, really big and kind of game-changing for Bennett as a whole. Then we have Sucrose. Sucrose is likewise. This gives her Constellation 1 an extra charge on her elemental skill, which is huge, guys. Any constellation that gives you an extra charge is a really, really big deal, because that extra charge can build up when you're not even on the field as well, which allows you to quickly spam them back to back. And if you have a sacrificial weapon, it's even better. So this one, Sucrose, again, as much as I don't like her, guys, I don't like her character. I don't like that she's like a tsundere, or she's like a shy character. She's not a tsundere, but she's like the shy, ooh, look at me, oh, I'm so cute, I'm blushing. I'm not a fan of that, guys. I also hate her character design. She reminds me of Nina from Code Geass, Table Sun, loving those memes, but I'm not the biggest fan. I mean, look at it's so off-putting for me. I don't like characters like that. However, I cannot deny she is one of the best 4-star characters in the game. And this one increases your ultimate duration by 2 seconds as well, which is a huge deal. Anything that increases your ult duration is a big deal, guys. So you have people like Fischl's Constellation 6 increases Oz's duration, which is huge. You got Pyronado increase on Constellation 4 for Xiangling, and this one increases Sucrose's ultimate by 2 seconds, which is huge. And she also has other very, very, very good constellations as well. This is cooldown reduction using her normal attack, so main DPS Fischl, very viable as well. And then this one is a very, very, very good constellation, guys. This is huge. Gives you a 20% elemental damage bonus of any element that is infused in the swirl, which is insane. So her Constellation 6 is ridiculous as well. So this banner, guys, every single character on the current banner, if you want to be a meta slave, if you want to be very efficient with your primo gems, and you just want to clear the game for the sake of clearing it, and you don't care about the characters, you don't care about the designs, the voice acting, the lore, and you know, you don't care about how they look or they're cool or whatever, and you just want to have a good time with the game, this is probably one of, if not the best banner we've had in a long time, because every single character on this banner, the Albedo one, is top tier, including Albedo as well. And just for utility as well, the utility passives, Albedo can save you resin, Sucrose can save you a lot of time and star glitter farming free-to-play materials, because they both duplicate stuff with their utility passives. So do keep that one in mind as well. Now for weapons banner, no, guys, no, okay, it's not actually that bad. I won't lie, Summit Shaper is a good weapon. And because we're getting more shield characters, it's a pretty strong weapon, and there's a lot of characters that want attack percent scaling with a good base attack stat. And Summit Shaper is the only 5-star weapon right now that is a sword that has attack percent on it, so that is something you might want to keep in mind. Skyward Atlas is one of the best weapons in the game. Skyward weapons in general are amazing. Stringless, one of the best 4-stars in the game, occasionally better than 5-star bows as well for certain characters. Sacrificial Fragments is very good for any character with a very long elemental skill, or you want to be able to spam their elemental skill, someone exactly like Sucrose as well. Now, Favonius Lance is actually not that bad, but the other Favonius weapons I don't think are very good. I think the sacrificial counterparts are way better, but unfortunately for spears, they do not have sacrificial counterparts, so Favonius, for building up your ultimate, is the best one to be looking at. So honestly, this weapons banner is not bad, but guys, remember, we had a weapons banner which had the Wolf's Gravestone, the Lost Prayers, some of the best weapons in the game. They're both S-tier weapons. And then on that, every single 4-star other than Dragon's Bane was top tier because they were all sacrificial weapons, which is huge. Sacrificial Sword is best in slot for so many characters. Sacrificial Greatsword is great for support characters, like even, who am I thinking of here? Chongyun and also Xinyan. If you are running them as support or elemental support, you want to be able to have their elemental skill up, resetting all the time. They're brilliant weapons. Sacrificial Fragments, as I said, is a great weapon, and Sacrificial Bow is insane on someone like a Diona. Best in slot for sure for someone like Diona as well. So this weapons banner is not bad at all, especially if we are comparing it to what is in store, which is, you know, not the greatest weapons. Sacrificial Sword on there is an astronomical W, guys. As I said, Sacrificial Sword is so good on so many characters. But every other weapon here, guys, Favonius Warbow, it's decent, but it's an L. Eye of Perception is a huge L. It's decent again, but it's honestly a huge L. Dragon's Bane is just an astronomical L, guys. No one should be using Dragon's Bane right now. It is for Hu Tao. So if you do pull Hu Tao, you plan to pull Hu Tao, then Dragon's Bane is fine. But for Xiangling, or for Zhongli, or for Xiao, it's completely and utterly basically worthless. So not worth. And then the bell, while it looks cool, guys, it is one of the coolest looking weapons in the game. It's kind of butt cheeks, guys. Honestly speaking, it's kind of butt cheeks, and it's not that great. Now, Amos Bow and Skyward Pride. Skyward Pride, I think, is one of the best weapons in the game. I think it's severely underrated because Wolf's Gravestone looks cool, and people look at it and they look at the stats and the passive and they're like, oh, this is insane. But people are really sleeping on Skyward Pride, guys. It is, I think, any Skyward weapon that gives you a lot of extra damage in the form of bonus damage, which is basically all of them. But Skyward Pride and Skyward Harp, Skyward Atlas all do this very effectively. All this extra physical damage they give you can scale with crit damage, crit rate, and also with physical damage bonus as well. So Skyward Pride, I think, is very, very slept on. I would say the only character that this is not best in slot for as main DPS is probably Diluc. And even then, I think Skyward Pride is just as good as Wolf's Gravestone, even on Diluc, because you are, if you have the right artifacts and the substats, you don't have any energy recharge on your substats because you've invested them to elemental mastery, crit rate, crit damage, and attack percent, then I actually think Skyward Pride is a lot better than Wolf's Gravestone for Diluc. But that's super min-max we're talking about here, guys. But Amos Bow, unless you're a Ganyu diehard, guys, Amos Bow or Amber diehard, ooh, no. Because the Amos Bow wants you to play with like Wondrous Troop playstyle where you're charging up your shots and hitting them in the weak points and you're far away. So sniper gameplay and most bow carries don't really play that way. And if you don't want to play that way, then Skyward Harp is just in a different universe. I think Skyward Harp is the best weapon in the game. Amos Bow, yeah, I can't say it's the best in the world. It is not bad if you have like a low refinement Rust or low refinement Stringless. It is pretty much better than any of the 4-star bows still because of the base stats. The base stats are still very important, guys. But otherwise, this banner, no, guys, no. Again, to wrap things up, if Ganyu is your waifu, if Xiao or Hu Tao is your husbando or your waifu, guys, or you're waiting for Zhongli buffed version to come out again, Venti coming out again, Klee coming back again, do keep in mind all of these characters will be back in the future, and they will probably have different 4-stars on their banner. On top of that, they might even be put into the standard pool as well. But outside of that, guys, I can only really say the only astronomical W from this banner that you can get if you are planning to be a meta slave and follow the meta and what is really efficient and min-maxing everything. Ganyu, getting it way before Pity is obviously a dub. Any 5-star before Pity is a dub. And then Xingqiu is really, really huge here. But Xiangling and Noelle, you know, they're kind of like, they do need constellations to be relatively effective. But they're still decent. They're still decent. And I think if you enjoy playing with them, there's nothing wrong with that. Because I have said, guys, there are no bad characters in the game. Only bad players. If you know how to make your characters effective and you do give them the love and time and investment, every character can be very good and viable. Because in the game, there's no content that is gated by, you know, well, maybe getting 9 stars on floor 12 of Abyss is pay to win. But I think for most people, the most normal goal is to just get through Spiral Abyss as far as possible, and for that the only formula you really need is to give your characters the right artifacts and make sure you're not being a potato and just standing AFK while monsters attack you. So otherwise, you should be good to go. So, good luck to everyone that is going to be wishing on Ganyu. Good luck to everyone saving for Xiao or Hu Tao. And on top of that, good luck to anyone that is going to be pulling on the Albedo banner, because once again, I think all 4 of those characters are going to be insane. And in the future, I don't know which one's coming first, Hu Tao or Xiao. You should be expecting maybe one more new 4-star character to be added into that pool. And on top of that, we will probably have the return of the likes of Beidou, Ningguang. Who else is missing? Beidou, Ningguang, Barbara, Razor, Chongyun, all of those 4-stars that we haven't seen in a while now will be coming back on those 2 character banners as well. Now, Hu Tao and Xiao, very briefly, both of them are glass cannon characters, guys. If you are already struggling with characters and keeping them alive, your main DPS, I'm afraid Hu Tao and Xiao is definitely not for you, because these characters lower their own HP to do more damage. So if you do not want to play for the high risk, high reward gameplay, then definitely do not start saving yourself for Xiao or Hu Tao unless you really, really like their character designs. Because gameplay wise, I think it's going to be difficult for a lot of people to make the most out of those characters, especially if they don't have the likes of Zhongli or other healer characters like Jean or Chi-Chi, because Hu Tao specifically, even canonically speaking, is meant to be played with Zhongli, because she is the boss of Zhongli and she's like the arch enemy of Chi-Chi. So they're meant to be together, kind of the same way that Diluc and Kaya go really, really well together. They like that irony, miHoYo. They big brain. 5-head, huh? 5-head. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I hope that was helpful. And I hope that helped you kind of make up your mind. Remember, Ayaka is coming as well, guys. I know a lot of people have Ayaka as their waifu, and they're saving up for that, who is another cryo DPS with a sword. So if you don't want to play the sniper gameplay, again, Ganyu might not be the thing you're really looking for. But even as a support, I think Ganyu can be a superb support as well. So yeah, I know I said a lot of stuff and that was a lot of information, but hopefully that was helpful. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. And bye-bye.